When you were a kid and I was a kid, my mom used to say something that I'll bet you your mom used to say, or doggone near similar to it. Something like this. If your friends told you to jump off a bridge, would you follow them? If they're going to jump off, would you just do it because they're doing it? And the point is a duh point. Of course you wouldn't. Your mom was conveying truth in a very basic, easy to understand way. And let me tell you what, that is the thought that I have been just bugged by. And I am sure that a lot of you guys have been bugged by this. And I'm hoping that you have, because it's a good thing to get bugged by. And that is this: our leadership, the people that make the big decisions of the world, the administrations, the people that are chairman this or such and such that, or the gigantic uber top 1% of leaders, yada, yada. It's been the same thing ever since Rome and medieval times, kings, lords, Napoleon, all of the same thing. Here they are. They're way up on the top here. The only reason why they can do things, big things, is because they said it and then other people followed it. Let me tell you something that just blows my mind. I understand that there's leadership and they're going to do what they're going to do because it's just how it's always been in history, human nature, greed, power, control, all of that stuff. But they can do nothing unless somebody says, well, what can I do? It's my job. Or it's not my fault. I'm just following orders. Ooh, I'm sure a lot of you right now are getting ready to click away because you know what I'm talking about. You know that at your job, you're asked to do stuff that you know is not right morally, ethically, or legally, and you go along with it because you're like, well, so yes, here's the point, and I'm going to lay this out, ladies and gents, and I'm also going to give us a point of reference how to push back. So this is not just all naughty, naughty, naughty. I want you to hear it. You have to lay out the issue before you give the solution, right? Or else, if there is no issue, there doesn't need to be a solution. So here's the issue. Let's just say mid, 1920s-ish, 1920s, center of Europe, a lot of bad stuff going on. How the heck did all of that stuff happen? By mostly, not all, mostly just people wanting to live their life and be left alone, but they get swept up in this massive, massive political machine, military machine, and now they are part of this horrible, horrible historical event that cannot be erased. How did that happen? It's very easy. It's just my job. I'm just doing my job. I'm just following orders. There, I find. Now, I want you to type in the comment section down below what you think about this, because I think that is actually worse than the leaders that are telling you to do this. Because you know why? The people actually have the power to say, we're not doing it. I'm not going to do it. It's the people that go, well, what can I do? It's my job. And they follow along and go along with it. Now, think about, I don't know, how that would have been different had other people, many people, average people who didn't want to have anything to do with all that nonsense, but they felt like, well, I got to do it. I got to do it. And they go along with it. How would it have been different? Now, make that today. I have very many friends in law enforcement, actually all over the country. Some are closer than others. And I ask them this question. As a matter of fact, I asked one, and I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are because I know you watch once in a while. I said, how are these heinous crimes that are being committed all over the country getting no justice served? These horrible things are being done. And I know this guy who's very high up on the food chain is saying, look, we go arrest these people, we throw them into jail, and then nothing happens because the people above us say, don't prosecute. And I'm scratching my head thinking, well, I know that they're the ones that decide who gets prosecuted or not, but why are they going along with this? I mean, when somebody does something horrible and heinous, shouldn't they have to pay for that crime? And the simple answer is, of course, yes. So that's why I'm saying we need to stop acting like, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. Couldn't possibly be me. When you know the difference between right and wrong. Here's another example. Big 3-letter agency law enforcement, right? How many times lately have we seen things that are just crazy in the news? And it starts out like this, and then it grows and grows and grows into something big and massive, and just a lie after a lie after a lie. And they build multi-million-dollar investigations on stuff that was just a lie. And it was all because they told me to do it. And I just did it. I was just following orders. If we don't choose to have a spine and stop following things that we know are morally, ethically, or just flat out illegal, if they're wrong, well, guess what, folks? All you're going to get is more of the same. The leadership, the Uber leadership, they're only going to push you as far as they think they can push you. What if they didn't think they could push you very far, and thus we kept them in check? Don't you think that's a good plan? Now, question for those of you guys who have stuck through this video so far. Some of you guys are saying to yourselves, Brad, there's no way. You can't push against this system. I'm just one person. What's it going to matter if I just go along to get along? How's it going to change anything? And you may convince yourself that no, it's not going to matter. But what if 1 becomes 2? 2 become 4? Doing the right thing. What if 4 becomes 10, and then you can plainly see, hey, guess what? They are wrongfully persecuting people. I'm not going to sign this paper. I'm not going to go knock on a door. I'm not going to do this or that, or whatever it is that person's world is. I'm not going to participate. What if 2 people become 100? The leadership will only push you as far as they think it can push you. I'm saying this because I think we've forgotten or ignored doing what is right because it's right. Not doing things that are wrong just because simply it's the wrong thing to do. Well, it's not happening to me. Kind of think that's a problem, ladies and gents. And here's my prayer, and I do mean prayer, even for those of you guys who are not believers. Okay, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're listening. Hopefully you've stuck around. And you know what? If you want to disagree with me in the chat. As long as you're respectful, I will not take those comments down. It's only the people that are nasty and rude that get comments taken down. Here's the scoop. Here's my prayer. That we'll all submit to God. And he will be the arbiter of right and wrong. And we'll just do what he's saying. And you know what? Everybody will be better for it. Hope you guys have all of y'all have an amazing and blessed day, okay?